currently wrapping up my major planning for 6th grade because we're getting ready to start in just a couple of weeks. So today, let's talk all about planning, the big picture. What do we do to get ready for a brand new school year? First things first, we need to look at our calendar. And so I just printed off from Paper Trail Designs their free download for the 2022-2023 school year. What I have already done with this calendar is go through and mark off the days where I know we are not going to be having school, whether it's for vacation, holiday, or something like that. And then I also marked off the days where she is going to have camps because those will not be our full instructional days. We do homeschool year round, but the summer looks very different because of the camps, the reduced schedule, partial days, etc. So we did a soft start back to our curriculum on August 1st. We are going to do our full start on the 22nd. So these will be full days starting this week. And then we try to finish on the last Friday of April. My state does require an assessment, and so we normally do 2 days of testing this last week, and so I have included those in it as well. I've also marked anything that we have either already committed to or I know that I want to have, be it field trips or volunteer days or something like that that is already committed to. So when I did this, I now have 141 full days of school, and then we also have partial reduced schedule days of 53 and then 18 camp days. Now obviously this is going to change, but this is a great start for me to know what I can work with. And what I really wanted to see is, based on this, what are my full days and my partial reduced days, so that I know what I need to make sure that we do during those partial days. One of the reasons I make sure that I have these days counted out is because of the way many of these teachers' manuals are set up. So if you look at My Father's World, Exploring Countries and Cultures, you can see that they go by weeks. And many of the weeks on Fridays, they do not have as much to do. There is not as much planned for Fridays as they have for some of the other days throughout the week. And so when I'm calculating how many days I'm going to need for My Father's World, I can know that the Fridays are really considered partial days. And so when I went through the various teachers' manuals, I was able to calculate that Exploring Countries and Cultures, I have 34 weeks with approximately 136 to 170 days. This difference counts for those partial days. For our math curriculum, we have 135 instructional days that it's planned. Our history is 180 days, and then our writing is 120 days. So when I go back and look at my full days versus my partial days, I'm going to need to do history virtually every day for me to be able to finish it in 1 year. Now, if I don't, obviously, that's not the end of the world, and we can just keep on going for next year. But for writing, I do have a lot more, shall we say, wiggle room in what I need to do. So if I have to have shorter days because we have doctor's appointments or we have other commitments, then maybe writing is something that I don't have to do that day. So this is really why I want to make sure that I understand how many days each of my curricula are going to take, as well as in my calendar how many full days and partial days I am allotting throughout the year. This year I want to be much more intentional about going on field trips. This past year we did field trips, but I was not really intentional. A lot of them were last minute, and this year I don't want to do that. So I put together a field trip sheet. One each month is my plan, and so I just have the months laid out so that I can go through and determine what we are going to do. Now, we do live in a very cold climate, so I'm guessing the months like December, January, maybe even February, we may not have a field trip, and so I'm going to try to double up on some of the other months, but I would like to get in one field trip a month. My daughter is doing volunteer hours on her own for this school year. This does not include the hours that we do as a family. And so we put together a service tracker for her. So with the service tracker that we have made for my daughter, she has the number of hours for her goal that she's going to have to put together. Then she will be responsible for completing this for the date that she volunteered, how many hours, and then she will keep a running tally of what her total time to date is, so she can look at that against the goal hours that she has, and then also the activity or project that she did for those specific hours. This year we also did decide to make our reading logs much more formal. In the past, we have been very much make sure you read for 20 minutes a day, make sure you read for 30 minutes today. Did you read? Oh yes. So this year we have reading logs by week that she is going to be responsible for filling out. In my video on middle school changes, one of the concepts that I highlighted was that we are now going to have grades. So we have put together grade sheets for her various subjects, and these will include the different percentages of what the individual components will be for those subjects, and I have given these to her so that she can slowly learn more about grades and how they are calculated. I do love Teachers Pay Teachers as well as free printables. So I have a binder where I print out what I am planning on using for this year, where I found it either free online or on a Teachers Pay Teachers sale. I do put these in these sheets so that I can already have them ready and prepped when it's time to utilize them. And I'm just really excited about some of these goodies that I have found. I have already released a haul on the supplies that we purchased for 6th grade, and I'll make sure that I link that down below. One of the biggest tips that I can give for planning is to make sure that you read and review the teacher's manuals from the different curriculum companies. These provide so much information for you, including how many days a week did the creators plan on you using this curriculum? How long is it going to take? And those will help so much in determining how much time to plan for the curriculum daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly. I do recommend finding a planner that you like. I like an extremely simple planner. So this is very easy for me to be able to customize. I put the subjects across the top and then the dates down this side, and I include what I plan for that week. Now, I'm not somebody who gets stressed if I don't do what we had planned. So for example, for this week, I've included what I planned. If we've done it, then I highlight it, and obviously we didn't get to build a robot this week. Sometimes I will just include it in the following week, or sometimes it just sets on the shelf until we have time to do it again. But I do recommend finding a planner that you are comfortable with and works for you. If you are interested in more of our plans for 6th grade, please click here.